All right, so I'm actually onto this Jeep for the service they approved. Now I'm going to tell you the history of this is it's never been serviced here. Today he's the first time he's here for service on the Jeep. And then when I brought it in, I noticed the tire light was on, of course, because my job is to report to customers, regardless if they know about it or not. And then I smelled oil burning, and the customer was actually waiting, who was dropping it off. And I said, hey, do you want me to check the tire light? He's like, yes. He said, the engine light was on. I said, I'll check that also. And then let me show you the exhaust, and this is why he's here. So on a Jeep, that a weak point of the exhaust system is that the studs rust out on the flanges, and then this is his temporary repair. And of course, while I'm under here, I notice oil leaks. I'll get into that. This side's busted off. So before I even looked at it, I told him it's going to need both sides. And I said, but hang out, we'll look at it together for you. And then I look at the front end, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of new parts on this car, which is kind of strange for 100K, not on the beach. And I'm like, all right, well, why is there oil everywhere? And I said, do you want me to look at that? And the customer said yes. So I said, okay, well, let me start looking at it. And then if I come back here and you look at the back of the cylinder head, I'm going to get a light up here. Oop. I'm going to try and zoom for you. So at the back of the cylinder head, are you going to work with me today? Probably not, right? So right up there above the oxygen sensor, the oil is dripping off the valve cover and down on the back of the motor here. This is where your oil leak's coming from. Now, there's oil on the shield here, so you ask, well, how's the oil getting on that shield? Well, it's not spraying it out, right? If this drip here is going to go backwards, it's not going to go sideways while you're driving. But the valve cover on that side is dripping on the catalytic converter and then dripping down on the shield. And then I go to the back where they had some issues at another shop, which is right across the street. I'll point in that direction. Right over there, that they supposedly put axles in it, and then the rear blew up, and then they had to send it to another shop to get the rear replaced, which blows my mind. I don't know how that you screw up a simple job like a Jeep rear axle. And I said, hey, do you know there's a drip coming from this? I don't know how much oil's in there. And then the customer told me the story, and I said, well, this is a pretty simple service. Take the diff cover off, reseal it. So if they put a used rear in, they probably just put fluid in it. I wouldn't say that they pulled it apart, but I don't know because I'm not the guy on the job. All I can say is, hey, it's not leaking from the axle seal, it's leaking from the diff cover. And I say, all right, now I'm the guy on the job. Ready? But here's my point. How do you not, like, you go and spend money for all this, right?
Yeah.
And then you leave and your car's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I would turn around and go right back and say, why is my car rattling?
I can see. I don't even need to feel it. I can see exactly where it's going.
And this is very noisy on this. Not only that, it's changing the alignment on your very expensive wheels and tires.
Yes.
And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Now, hold on. Somebody just was working on this car, right? They had to road test it. These rotors are days old. Pads and rotors are days old.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. And how you can go to another shop and to the tune of like $5,000 is what I just heard recently.
Have all these issues and then...
Hold on. And then we tell the customer, like, hey, your husband said to check out the oil leaks. That they just had the top end of the motor apart for camshafts. They didn't do it right. You're leaking oil from the valve covers that come off when you do the cams. But you smell the oil burning, right? Someone just worked on your car, right? Is it burn off or it's dripping? Well, they should, one, clean up after themselves, advise in a couple days. If you still smell oil burning in a day or two, it will dissipate. If it doesn't dissipate, come back.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't dissipating. This oil's not going away. Because they didn't replace the valve covers because they didn't do the job right. Plastic valve covers, 100,000 miles, right in the trash. Start over.
Yep.
So we're not fixing those issues today. But I just told Rachel, like, hey, I got a problem in the back suspension that I didn't catch. Nor did I expect to find the track bar in the back loose or worn out, which is, like, you had to hear
Especially
that.
when they were just doing a bunch of front end.
Like, somebody was just on this. And this goes on every day. Someone says, you always find...
From chasing death wobble, and I could attribute to that 100%.
Ah, they did say that. See, they said they were chasing death wobble, right? And I said to Caleb, okay, well, why, if they're chasing death wobble with tires that really don't attribute to death wobble, why didn't they upgrade the track bar, front and rear, for one? But I see that they replaced everything but the track bar. Like, number one cause of track bar, death wobble is track bar, not steering stabilizer.
Yeah.
Number one cause of death wobble on a non-lifted Jeep is not from the steering stabilizer.
No.
Track bar. And there's no new track bar.
Well, I mean,
and the back one's loose.
Steering stabilizer can contribute, but it's stock size wheels, tires.
And a new hub bearing. Is that a new hub bearing? Oh yeah, hub bearings too.
Yeah. Yeah. We got them good.
Well, was it justified? Was it not justified? I don't know.
We
All I
can't
know
tell.
is every place I looked at, someone worked on the car. It's fucked up.
Yep.
And then here's
Or they misadvised.
under-advised, not done properly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Thousands of dollars worth of work here, not done right.
Yeah.
And all recent.
Yeah. And because this front end, the parts aren't cheap for this front end stuff.
No. I guess they're brainwashed. Unbelievable.
Over there, not over here.
Number one cause of death wobble is not a steering stabilizer. Track bar issues.
Yep.
And I didn't road test it because it was here for exhaust and it was a little loud. But now just looking, like, I didn't even dig into this car and it needs thousands of dollars worth of work to make it right. And never, if you're going to take off a weak OEM component, do you put another weak OEM component back on. You go for the upgrade.
On a Jeep specifically.
Jeep specifically. And people are like, all you do is pat yourself on the back. I want customers to get good work everywhere they go. All these clowns out here give the industry a bad name. And then a guy like me has to tell the customer, because they don't know any better, that their car's still screwed up after he spent thousands of dollars, which is ridiculous.